Well, very good afternoon. Welcome to this week's weekend webcast. I'm going to turn that camera down a little bit. If I don't, Martin's going to go mad. Afternoon, welcome along. Thanks for joining us here on Saturday, here live from the showroom here in Staines. I hope the audio's working. It's always one of those things. Can someone give me a quick signal report in the chat? That would be absolutely excellent. Thanks very much. So welcome. This week we're going to have a quick look around the news. We're going to have a quick look around the B stock, and also answer any questions. If you want to see anything, as if you want to treat this as your virtual visit to us here at the showroom, please do. I've got a nice cup of tea in a branded mug. Not one of our brands, but it's well, actually, it is one of our brands. It's DX Commander. Of course, we do a range of Callum's poles, so very much on our side is Callum. So thanks very much. Thanks to everyone who's already saying that it sounds okay. Excellent. Thanks very much. I'm going to turn down my iPad. No one wants to hear me, especially not myself. So we're going to do have a quick look around the use, have a quick look around some of the B stock items as well. And I say answering your questions. So please feel free to start asking questions in the chat, and I'll get to them as well. As I say, if you want me to go around anything or grab something to show you, please do. A couple of things on the parish notice board. Of course, if you haven't already watched episode 2 of the podcast, that is up and available right now. So you can get that either here on YouTube. It's also available on both Spotify and iTunes. So they are, yes. Thank you if you want to watch that. That's myself and Gary chatting for about 40 minutes about all things ham radio. That is available here on the YouTube channel as video and on Spotify and iTunes and wherever you get your podcasts from as audio. Personally, audio. It's brilliant. And second bit of second notice on the parish notice board is if you haven't watched the video that came out yesterday, Gary did a little overview of the SCU LAN 10 alongside an FTDX 101, also works with the FTDX 10, and about how that can aid your remote operating. So that's also up on YouTube right now. Of course, if you're not subscribed to YouTube, our YouTube channel, please do click the subscribe button, also that bell notification, and you'll get notified every time we come on air or go live. Here we go. Let's have a look. See, a couple of questions already coming in. After this, a few hellos. Hello to Danny and to Barry, and to Nicholas as well. Afternoon to Tom, and to David, and good afternoon to Don. Or good morning to Don. N5SKT. Afternoon to Andy. He says, I hope everyone is well here at ML&S. Well, I think so. I'm pretty sure. David asks, just a question. Do you know when the Anan 7000s are going to be back in stock? Sooner rather than later, but we've still not got a defined date on them. Paul asks, any chance of a look at the Ciro Stealth Loop plus maybe a review and price? I can certainly show you the Stealth Loop. I've got one of those to hand. That's not a problem. As and price obviously available on the website. In terms of review, maybe that's one video we'll do in the future, possibly when the weather gets a little bit warmer, because really we need to go outside and sort of set that up outside, but potentially one for the future. Afternoon to somebody called Gary. No idea. Afternoon to Jimbo and to Granville, and to Nick and to Chris and everyone else in the chat. Welcome along. I'm going to have a quick sip of tea, and then we'll have a look around the use. I have to say, at the moment, the use is looking rather bare. We've got a couple of items just being cleaned at the moment that my colleague John has been on this morning. So these won't be appearing today, but they will be on the website this afternoon. It will be there's an FTDX 3000 about to go on the website. There is an IC 7100 and also a Big Manson 120 amp PSU. So if you're in for the market, if any of those three items, they're not on the website, but if you give us a call on 03452300599, you can get it before it goes on the website. But they will be going on this afternoon. Let's have a quick look. See, Jimbo says nice mug shot. It's well, you talking about this mug or this mug? It's one of the two. Let's have a look. See, afternoon to Andrew and to Tom and to Chris. And to Paul, what was Paul talking about? I'm not quite sure. Afternoon, Jonathan. Thanks for the 779. That's no problem at all, Paul. Absolutely fine. Not quite sure what Paul was referring to for about £500. I'm a bit lost on that, but anyway, let's have a look around the used. Oh, Gary says there's a Maestro. Yes, there is a Maestro down the end as well. If you've got a Flex, you want a Maestro, got one in used as well. Again, that'll be going on the website this afternoon. Lovely. I'm going to put the tea down. I didn't actually have a sip, did I? I'm going to. Lovely. Let's. If you ever make me a tea, by the way, white with none. Right. Let's have a quick look around the used. I need to swap the camera around. Who wants to see the stealth loop? There's the stealth loop. So that's available. I'm not. I think we're pretty sure we have got stock of the stealth loop, but I know we've also got more things arriving from the factory all the time. This is our demonstrator. It's a little bit battered, but it still works. It still does the job absolutely fine. We've taken that to Newark so many times. It's survived every single trip. So stealth loops are, I believe, they are available from stock. Someone will correct me. I'm sure if I'm wrong, but they are available. There was a question there I did see about prices with VAT. So here is. I'm not sure that we've ever really discussed this too much, but here we go. VAT. If you are UK mainland, so if you're England, Scotland, or Wales, the price you see here is the price you pay, plus a delivery fee, obviously. If you are Northern Ireland, then there is a 20% VAT to go on top. If you are outside of the UK, any part of the UK, then the price you see here is the price you pay to us plus delivery. But you would be charged for your equivalent of VAT on import. And there shouldn't be any import tariffs to pay, as amateur radio is generally tariff-free, particularly into the EU. That's the whole idea of that trade agreement, apparently. Apparently it was all about amateur radio. Who knew? But that you will be charged VAT locally, and also a small admin fee by the courier. Someone saying about a Julie Andrews to you. Absolutely right. I have mine. I used to have it NATO standard. Now I have it Julie Andrews. Right. Let's start. FT891 599. I believe it is boxed and complete. Very good condition. If you want to get HF out and about, mobile, you can use it in the shack as well, of course. But designed for mobile or portable operation. 100 watts. Team that with an FC50. Here's one we prepared earlier, and that's a good option for you. 175 for the FC50. 891 at 599. We've reduced the price of this FT736R, now available at 395 with 6 meters. Have to stress that this does have the 6 meter option installed. No box with it, but it is with the mic manual and the AC cable on these, not DC cable, AC cable. Has everybody got a 7300 yet? Have you got yours? I've got mine, but have you got yours? 7300. This one has the PTRX board installed, so you can put that into something like an SDR Play or FunCube dongle or something like that and get a pan adapter output. Of course, you know the 7300 by now. HF 6 and 4, 100 watts out the back, inbuilt ATU. What more could you want, really? Oh yeah, the nice colour screen. Absolutely. £999 for that one. FT991A, this one I believe has just come in today as well. Boxed, as you can see, with everything you'd expect, mic manual and DC cable. And that's yours at just £1,099. I saw a message there from Kim. I'll come back to that in a second, Kim. I'm not sure what you're referring to. FT450D, this one's just been arrived with us today as well. £599. Yaesu's, I can't remember what I said in the description. Yaesu's HF6 and 4. Sorry, HF and 6 meters, no 4 meters, sorry. A compact base station. And yours for just £599. This one, less than a year old. The customer part exchange to, he wanted a 7300. So that's a good option. If you're in need for an amplifier, ACOM 1010. This is ACOM's 700 watt valve amplifier, recently serviced by ourselves. 1399. Been very well looked after by the previous owner. In fact, you can still see it's got the film in it. It's boxed with everything you'd expect. I say 1399. If you've got a 705, I want to play with 2 meters, have a bit more power output, then this is a good option. The BNOS LPM 14410 100. BNOS really knew how to name their amplifiers, didn't they? £125 gets you that. It's had a long DC cable put on it. They're normally only very short, but this one has had a long one put on it. That's a nice added feature as well. TS590 S799. Again, I believe this one is boxed and with everything you expect. And if you'd like the upgraded version, well, there's a 590 SG for you, 1099 with the improved DSP, the improved CW decoding, and just about everything along the lines as well. Available to ship immediately. Let's have a quick look what else we have. A YT1200 at £150, just sat there. That's a good option if you've got something like an FT450 even, FTDX 1200 or that kind of Yaesu radio. Moving over this way, we've got to have a look at the B stock. Some items have disappeared, some items haven't. Quite surprised we've still got a B stock IC705. I thought that would have gone quite quickly, to be honest, but it's still there. Save yourself a few pounds off that one if you fancy one that's just been out the box. Also, 7300. Again, a nice saving to be had on a B stock 7300. What does B stock mean, I hear you ask? Well, it simply means it's been out of the box for whatever reason. We've had to take it out of the box. Either we've sent it to a customer and they've decided it's not for them and they've returned it to us within the returns period, or we've had to open one for whatever reason in the shop. And because it's an open box, we can't say it's new, therefore it's B stock, but it's still supplied with the full new warranty. It might just show signs of having been outside the box. So, for instance, TMD 710, don't get many of those B stock at all. A couple of 878s, one with Bluetooth, one without Bluetooth by the looks of it. ICR6, nice. YT100 from LDG. Very nice if you've got something like an 857 or an 897. YT1200 in B stock, got one used as well, as I said. MFJ 901B. Good if you a couple 100-watt manual tuner. There's an SPIC 2000. If you've got something like an FT 2000 and want a matching speaker. These are nice. The MAT 40s. I've tried one of these myself and I'm very impressed with it. Long wire antenna tuner, remote antenna tuner. You buy the cable to interface with the radio. You've got works with Icom, Kenwood, and Yaesu. It's just work. Take power from the radio. I've tried it with my 7300. It is fantastic. Mini VNA tiny. Don't see very many of those at all. But got one of those in B stock as well. All of these B stock items are on the website. John, our B stock resident, spends great pleasure. He does call the B stock his baby, so he gets a bit attached. I think he might have names for everything, but I'm not entirely sure. But there we go. Right. I'm going to pop that background there. Pop that back there. Right. Let's. Oh, that's a bit too far that way. There we go. That's more like it, I'm thinking. Right, let's have a quick look at some of your comments. Let me see if I can just catch up. Don asks, do you have a recommendation on the battery for a Maestro? We do actually sell an appropriate battery power bank on our website. The only restrictions are that on size that it fits in the back of the Maestro. So that's the only restriction. We do sell one on our website, should you be interested. Tom saying thanks for clarification. I think it was about VAT. John asks, any news on the ID52? I think Kim answered it, saying it's delayed again. Apologies. Yeah, it's there's issues in component manufacture out in Japan. You may have seen. Guys, you're a bit on the wrong. Sorry. Hang on. That's a bit better. There's issues in component manufacture out in Japan. It's not just affecting Icom, it's affecting a whole heap of manufacturers, not just in the amateur radio world, but across electronics. So don't be surprised if things are delayed, even outside of the world of amateur radio. Let's have a look. See, Stuart asks, have you got any 7300s? I'd like to get one of these 7300 for an Eland if you have dual like new. Can you let me know what sort of deal you can do? Stuart, give us a call. We'll certainly sort you up, give you a price on your FTM Duo. That's no problem at all. Yeah, either call us 0345 2300 599, or email sales@hamradio.co.uk. We'll certainly get you sorted on that one. Let's have a look. See, do I know what size PSU Jonathan just mentioned? I mentioned 120 amp power supply, which is going on the use later on today. It's a Manson. I'm going to get the model number wrong for sure. 9620, which is a 120 amp power supply. We used to call it the brick when we sold them new, because it is a massive brick. But 120 amps. That's the size of it. Yeah, I'm really sorry. I'm not a cameraman. I do apologise. Any news on you with shipping SP30s? I believe they're due in very soon. So keep your eyes peeled. Keep your eyes peeled on my site. If you already got on an order, I think, and Kim is going to correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure they're due in middle of the month. Might be later this month, but they're very soon. Let's have a look. See what else we got. Yeah, Don saying major factory fire in Japan. Yes, that's true. It's back in November time. Mark asks. Oh no, Mark has not asked about a UT106. He's retracted it. Fair enough. Sorry, I'm going to go just say you've got Anytone 878 GPS and Bluetooth on B stock. Yes, we do. There is one that has Bluetooth over there. If it's not on the website, ring John. Ring John 0345 2300 599. Say you want the 878 with Bluetooth in it, because it's definitely there. Right, anything else? Afternoon to Ben, 2E0 OMR. Good day, Jonathan from sunny Trowbridge. Afternoon from, and it was sunny earlier on. It's clouded over, and we're expecting snow later. Stains. That's the current, the weather forecast. And on that point, if you are across the east of England, I hope that you're sort of preparing for the worst of the snow. Shumbers, is that PSU linear or switch mode? It's the switch mode power supply. If it was a linear power supply, you wouldn't be able to lift it up at 120 amps. So yeah, it is a switch mode power supply. But to be honest with you, it's a very clean switch mode power supply. Never had any problems with them when we did them new. So yeah, you'll do well out of it. I think off the top of my head, I think we're going to list it at 249. Mark asks, have you got ICOM UT106? I'm going to remind myself what a UT106 is. Is that a filter for UT106? Bear with me. You'll get there before me. DSP unit. Oh no, afraid not. I think it's been discontinued now. Let me double check my system here. Although if Kim is on, Kim, if you're on Deep Blue, can you tell me UT106? You'll be quicker than me. UT1, yeah, ICOM DSP unit. The system doesn't say it's been explicitly discontinued. I have a feeling it has been, though. Can certainly check with ICOM come Monday. DSP module for ICOM, yeah, thank you. Someone's confirmed it has been discontinued. Yeah, apologies. None in stock and none available. What's the best amplifier for the TS90? That's from Andrew. That's a very interesting question, Andrew. Ultimately depends how much power output you want. Whether you're after just, whether you're after legal limit, whether you're after a bit more, whether you're after switch mode, whether you're after solid state or linear. I don't mean linear, do I? I mean switch. I'm getting it all wrong. Whether you're after solid state or valve. Come on, get it. Jimbo saying drink a deep before you spill it. That's very true. I spilled it over my hand just now. So yeah, various options. We have got coming in very soon. If you're subscribed to our newsletter, you would have seen that we've got a delivery from SPE expected in around about a couple of weeks. So we've got, I think, 1.5 KFA left available on that delivery. That would be a very nice pairing with your TS990. Is that potentially a good option for you? Andy asks, in your experience, is there a lot of noticeable difference between the FT817 and the FT818 on receiving out of the box? It's an interesting question, Andy. There is certainly a difference. The main difference between the two is the high stability TCXO. Now that is very handy if you're playing with data modes. So particularly things like FT8 or JT65 or JT9, where you really want to have a very, very stable oscillator, that's where they come into their own. Now, obviously, if you've got an 817, you can purchase the TCXO. It's a TCXO9 you need. You can buy that, as an option and install it yourself. It's very easy install to do. But with an 818, they come as standard. So if you're in the market and you've not got either, then it's worth going for an 818 over a second-hand 817. A, because you get that as standard, but B, because you also get obviously a full 3-year warranty from Yaesu, backed up, if you obviously buy it from ourselves, backed up by ourselves and our own on-site workshop. So that's certainly worth considering. But that's not the only radio in that round. You've also got things like the IC705. Can't bang on about that highly enough. Also very good for data mode. So yes, there is a difference. Probably not that great, depending on your situation. But certainly there is a noticeable difference. But it's all a case of what you're going to try and do with it. All right. Having a quick look, see any more questions. I know I say this every week. I'm going to try and keep this to half an hour. So according to my clock, I've got 9 minutes left. So any other questions? Andy says CW. Okay, if you want to do CW on 8187 or 818, you do buy the CW filter for it. You'll thank me later. Particularly on a busy band, they make the world of difference. They really do. It's not that the front end is particularly wide on an 817 or an 818, because they're not really. But particularly under contest conditions or on a pile up or on just a busy band, you will definitely you'll definitely want to have that CW filter installed. As I say, that goes for both the 817 and the 818. Does the 101 or the 101 MP have an input for GPS? Ooh, as in a 10 megs reference input. Hang on, I'm going to check. I don't actually know the answer to that one off the top of my head. They've moved the 101. It's over the other end of the showroom. Just stand by, everybody, while I check the back end of a 101 MP. I know this is really boring for you to look at, as you can't see anything. Is there a 10 meg reference on it? I'm going to say no, there's not. There is obviously RX out and IF out for both VFOs. There is not a 10 megs reference input. So no, there isn't. If you want a radio that has a 10 meg reference input, 7610 does. For HF, 9700. Yeah, 9700 does obviously for VHF, UHF. So yeah, 7610 definitely has a 10 megs reference, as does Flex. Yeah. Someone's saying now that service, huh? Well, we're just walking off. Absolutely. All right. Any other questions? Otherwise, I'm gonna sort of wrap it up. Don't forget, of course, if you do ask any questions, if you're not watching this live, then you can always pop a question in the comments, and it could come up either on a live stream, or we'll reply to it in the comments, or we'll answer on the podcast. Gary and I record that on a Sunday at the moment, so do let's do pop your comment in, and we'll answer it in that. So make sure you watch all of what we do. Let's have a look. See, Chris asks, looking for a linear amp, ideally a Gemini DX 1200 solid state amplifier for the 7300. Chris, email us. We might be able to. Well, I'm sure we can. Normally get hold of Gemini stuff, no problem at all. Email sales@hamradio.co.uk. But certainly, no reason that amp wouldn't work with the 7300. Alternatives, if you're after that kind of power, ACOM 1200 or SPE 1.3 or 1.5 KFA, all around the same price point. Let's say we've got SPE arriving later this month. Kim says, live TV, love it when a customer used to wander in. Yeah, it's not, we're not allowed to do that at the moment, have customers in. It's that's a good point. I keep getting asked. Obviously, we're still open for click and collect. So, if you're fairly local and you want to come to the store and pick up something, unfortunately, we're not allowed to let you into the showroom. As much as we'd love you to come in, but we are still. You can still order online or over the phone, and say you want to come and collect it. And when you arrive, ring us up on the telephone number and we'll come out with your order. So that's absolutely fine. And as soon as we're allowed to, as soon as we can open up again, we will do. So can someone start pestering Boris on that one? That's who you need to work out. Chris is pointing out, yeah, okay, good point about the Gemini DX1200. Yes, that does have 4, whereas SPE and ACOM don't. Tom says it's kind of difficult for him to drop by. Well, Tom, you're just not trying hard enough. That's what we're saying here, I think. Afternoon to Dave, G6JIE, saying hello to you. Stuart saying thanks, Jonathan. You're very welcome. What did I do? Right. Anything else? Any other questions? Anything else you want to see? Obviously, we do this only once a week, so if you want to actually ask me to find something and show you something, then you're potentially waiting a whole week until Tony is here next Saturday. So if you want me to do it, then you need to do it now or forever hold your peace for a few weeks, actually. But otherwise, Tony will be here next week. Afternoon to Martin. M0. My iPhone's going M0 JBV. Good afternoon to Jesus. Hello, Jesus. How are you? Jesus goes way back with our company. So afternoon to Jesus. Hope you're doing well over there in Argentina. It's nice to see you here on the live stream. Fine. Any other questions? Don't forget, I'm holding a DX Commander mug. We do the DX Commander pods. We'll just go grab one. In fact, I can grab 2. I've got 2 available and close at hand. That's handy. We do both the 7-meter poles and the 10-meter classics. And we also do, I don't think I've got one to hand, he says, having a very quick look. No, we don't. But we also have in stock the shortened travel poles, 10 meters when fully extended, packed down to a size about that long. It's about a couple of 3 foot. Nice portable. If you want to, maybe, here's an idea. Maybe if you want a portable pole to take with you when you go out with your IC705, maybe go to a nice summit for a bit of SOTA. That's a very good option. Take yourself a bit of wire and maybe a 49-1. Possible. That would work very nicely, wouldn't it? Alternative wise, you could take a super antenna. That would work nicely. One of the MP1 DXTR80s. That's my personal one I would go for. That would work very well. There's plenty of options, isn't there? Plenty of options. Also plenty of options to use a DX Commander pole at home. I use a DX Commander to support the feed point of a trap dipole I use, so that's very good. Right, I'm going to call it a day there. Thanks very much for watching and being part of the ML&S family, really. I say, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you've clicked on that notification icon and that little bell somewhere down there. Could be down there. Make sure you've clicked on that, and that way you'll get a notification every time that we go live. We have obviously the podcast. There'll be another episode of the podcast this week. We have, of course, our regular Friday video, which will go up on Friday. And of course, as I say, Tony will be back next Saturday with another weekend webcast. So until then, thanks so much for watching. Of course, as I say, if you've seen anything in our used items that you're interested in, or I say the items that aren't yet over here, the Maestro, SGDX 3000, IC 7100, or the big Manson power supply, the 120 amp power supply, give us a call, 0345 2300 599. Obviously, part exchange always after used gear. So same telephone number or email, sales@hamradio.co.uk. Right, till next week. Bye-bye.